Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Claire. I am your 7-star mystic, and today I'm going to be doing a divine feminine energy check-in and update. If you're not familiar with the concepts, just know that this isn't necessarily about gender or how you identify. This is about the energies, and it's looking at the polarity and the binary between masculine energies and feminine energies. Traditionally, masculine energies being more outward and expressive in the world, and feminine energies being more about internal work and being more expressive in your own realm versus like the things that other people see versus the things that you see at home or you do at home or in private, right? So these are just things to be aware of, because we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. Even if you identify as one more than the other, there's still going to be the reflection happening. And so as you listen to the reading, you can either think about these energies at play within you, or you can also look at the energies at play in your relationships, especially your significant relationships, like with a significant other, or you and you could even look at it as you in a group as well. Just take it as it resonates, leave what doesn't. You don't have to make it fit if it doesn't make sense for you. I do have other energy readings on my channel, and I have zodiac readings as well, so please like and subscribe. It would really help me out a lot, and I'd really appreciate it. And so now I'm going to get started with an animal card from Kim Krans's Animal Spirit deck, okay? And like I said, the energies dance and play together, so I'm going to see where the feminine is and where the masculine is, and I'm probably going to end up reading the card from the book and then doing a little bit of interpretation before we get into tarot. Okay, so let's see where the feminine energy is. Let's see where the feminine energy is. My setup's a little bit different today, so I hope that doesn't throw anybody off. I'm going to get both cards out first. Let's see where the masculine energy is. Let's see where the masculine energy is. There's like a few wanting to come out. Oh, interesting. Okay, so feminine energy, we have the mouse. Masculine energy, we have the moth. Okay, I'm going to read both. Mouse, from what I understand, is about looking at details and the ability to not only zoom in but also zoom out when needed, and to not become hyper-focused on something small, right? So maybe there's like something small or like nitpicky that the feminine is going through right now. So let me read this, and you can take a looky-see at this cute card. So mouse is detail-oriented, sometimes can be small-minded, nitpicky, or nervous. I'm definitely not name-calling here. These are just things to take into account in yourself and others. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be a quite painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. So this talks about where we invest our energies, especially our nurturing and intuitive energies, okay? If you're intuitively connected to something that is not, there's no equal give and take, this is talking about taking a step back, reevaluating, and focusing your energy elsewhere, feminine collective, okay? Yeah. You can't, it's kind of like there's only so much you can do on something. Okay, for some of you, please do not take offense, whoever's watching this, but for some of you, I hear you can't polish a turd, or, you know, you can only polish a turd so much, it's still a turd. I hope that you find that funny or useful for some of you. For others of you, you don't have to take that into consideration if you don't like it. And this is also about control as well. Okay, so we'll get into those themes probably more in the reading. And now I'm going to read the moth for the masculine, which I actually think is an interesting energy to come out for the two of them. So, how can I'm trying not to like shake my arm or hand too much. This energy in this deck, it's described as impulsive, hasty, or wishful. The moth is sure that the grass is greener on the other side. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practicing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. Okay? I have to read this too. When it's in balance, it's enthusiastic and whimsical. And when it's out of balance, it idealizes others and is jittery. And to bring into balance, you should finish a project. Okay, so for the masculine energies at play right now, whether you're a masculine or you are considering what you're putting out into the world, this is saying, stop trying to go on to the next best thing, okay? This is a negative pattern for the masculine collective that's happened before. It's not only men. This is also something that females can do too, but this is the masculine energy. Having to go on to the next best thing when the last thing becomes too difficult or too confusing or too too difficult, too confusing. And so this is saying, because with the feminine energies, we're looking at where to invest our energy. With the masculine energy, it's also saying, don't just jump from thing to thing. It's almost like they're like really opposing each other, where the feminine is like so focused on like doing this one thing and making it happen, and the masculine's like at the slightest bit of disease or discomfort or difficulty, it's like, oh, look at that thing over there. That looks way cooler and easier and more fun, until that thing becomes difficult. And then the masculine will say, well, that didn't work either, and just keeps going and going and going. Next best thing, next best thing, next best thing. The thing is, it's like getting junk food all the time, and you never really get any nourishment because you don't actually delve into it. So these are just really cool energies, and I like the way they play off of each other, because since we're all being asked to take a lot of time to ourselves, or to we're having to at the time I'm recording this video, having to self-isolate because of the virus outbreak, we're really looking at these themes. So this may be pertinent to you, or maybe it's something you've seen before, something you've noticed before. So this is what we're going to be kind of touching on in this reading a little bit, depending on what else comes out. So now I'm gonna get cards for the current position of masculine and feminine collective energies, okay? So let's do current position for the feminine right now. I'm using my Angel Tarot cards. I really like doing this deck for these YouTube readings because they have a lot of healing energy as well. So even if difficult things come out, you can still, work with it. So let's see here. So, okay. So the feminine has 3 cards that have come out for her current position. So this might be either a feminine in your life, you are the feminine, or it's just the energies within you that are receptive and intuitive. There's this energy, so we have here the 8 of air, the 7 of fire, and the Ace of fire. So the 8 of air, feminine felt trapped in some situation. It wasn't going anywhere in terms of what she was looking for some reason or another. It could be work, it could be romantic, it could be there was something going on in your world, and if you felt trapped by it, and you may have felt like a victim, or you were a victim in some way or another. And the thing about being a victim is that ideally you're supposed to become from a victim to a survivor. To say, I know I am, and the difference is victims are disempowered and survivors are empowered, right? So a survivor has taken accountability for their own footsteps moving forward, no matter what has happened to them, no matter who did them wrong, no matter what went wrong. Survivor says, I am going to keep going because that's the only thing I can do unless I just want to stay stuck and trapped here. And so the Seven of Wands is like that energy of being like, I am absolutely going to move forward with determination. I'm going to protect my energy. I know my worth. And Seven of Fire, this indicates that no matter or whatever you felt trapped by, it still comes back to trigger you. And trust me, I know how this feels, and it's not easy, but you are so badass for being able to do this, right? And that's, survivors are all badasses because they all have survived something, and they're like, there's this willpower to keep living, especially with this Ace of Fire here. Ace of Fire is the epitome of just being re-energized, refocused, and going forward with dynamic passion into a new start, a new day, a new dawn, right? So the Ace of Fire is also limitless possibilities. So this is where the feminine is at right now, moving out of this victim mentality of feeling trapped, pulling herself out of it, and working really hard to try and be better for herself and do well for herself and be well, even though things are coming and she's having to ward them off. You know, it doesn't mean that life gets easier. It just means that you are more centered. And maybe life does get easier in a way because you are in control. You feel like you're in control again, and you are. And you're fighting off all of the opposing forces to take this new step into this new beginning. It could be career advancements for some feminines and exciting opportunities. And so with this mouse energy, it's kind of like, I've done all the work I can do here in this, whatever you've been going through. I have new things to start working on now. So let's see where this masculine, current location and place of the masculine energy. Current masculine energy at this time. Give me just a moment. Sometimes the cards have to reorder themselves so that they come out in a certain way, just like the last ones did. Because they tell a story. That's one of my favorite things about working with the tarot, is telling a story, getting insight on our lives by telling a story. So I hope this video finds you all well, and that you're surviving and staying sane and holding space. Masculine has some really cool energy right now. Something I didn't mention earlier is that moth energy, it touches on a very specific theme in this deck, but in general, it's about moving to the light, going towards the light. It can be a little bit, it's very sensitive and intuitive, very highly psychic and intuitive. So even if you're a masculine, that's not always your desire to like be a master at being psychic or something like that. But the feminine energies which rule psychic and intuition are kind of like balancing out within you. And so you're learning how to follow your gut more. And this is for divine masculine and feminine, which means that you're not letting your ego rule you. You're letting your actual intuition, and you're listening to your heart and your spirit in order to move forward. So with the divine masculine energy, current energy, we have the Three of Fire with the Four of Air. I feel like this came out in a reading I did recently, this exact combo. I can't remember which reading it was, but this is, or maybe it was a reading I did for a friend. This is, the Four of Air is a rest, meditation, and relaxation card. Taking a break. So the masculine is actually literally taking a break, probably whether he wants to or not, because of the shelter in place order that we have right now, at least for the state that I'm in. And a lot of you are probably experiencing the same thing, where we're being asked to, we're not going out today, we're staying in, and we're resting our mind and reevaluating and meditating. Meditating doesn't mean you're sitting cross-legged on the floor, and it's just about whatever that means for you. It's like emptying your mind and just kind of letting your worries wash away, because you need to rest your mind. But while you're doing this, you're maybe meditating on an exciting new future that lies ahead, an exciting new opportunity. It's like your ships are going to be coming in for you. Whatever it is you want to work towards, whatever it is you want to repair or make happen. After this period of resting your mind, it's like your ships start to come in, things look good, and it's optimistic. And this is about creative energy and expanding a lot, and especially with creative energy. And so this is your guiding light with this moth card, is looking off into the distance and seeing what you'll be sailing towards and what you would like for that to be for you. So don't think with fear. Think about, like, what would you like to sail towards? What would you like to see happen? Right? So some fun things I'm going to do from here is I'm going to start getting into the headspace of each one. So this has to do with kind of what's been on your mind with the masculine versus the feminine. I definitely want to switch up to my Serpentfire for this position. So what is the headspace for the feminine currently? Just a few cards tops. Okay, I got one. Is there any clarification for this? Any other ones to come out? Or is this the only one? Give me just a moment. OMG, peeps. So for the Divine Feminine Collective headspace, current headspace, kind of what's been on her mind, we have the Magician with the Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful, beautiful combination. This is all about manifesting abundance, like material abundance for yourself. So this is having a good home life, being able to provide for yourself and the people around you. And the Magician takes all of these different elements and kind of combines them into, they take all these elements and combine them into something that they can work with. And then maybe they don't have a lot to work with, but it all comes together and they make something absolutely magical. And this is believing in magic. She believes in magic. Feminine headspace has a lot of faith right now. And faith isn't always logical, right? But it's just being able to believe that magic can happen, being able to believe in miracles. And this is so awesome, because when it comes to the law of attraction, believing in miracles and that they can happen makes it much more likely for them to happen, right? So I absolutely love that. Ten of Pentacles is also wealth and financial abundance. So feminine is focusing on her coins right now and making sure that she can, like I said, provide for herself and the people that she is responsible for. So let's see what the masculine headspace is. I had a card fly out. It's funny. So we've got 2 3s. It's funny, we got the 3 of Wands again. So masculine is not only embodying the 3 of Wands, he's also mentally, it just is a double confirmation that masculine is really looking at expanding his horizons. That's what is on his mind right now. It makes a lot of sense for where we're at as a collective, masculine or feminine or otherwise, of just being like, I'm going to expand myself into these horizons. The 3 of Cups comes out with this. 3 of Cups can be celebrations. He's looking forward to being able to be with people again that he likes to have a good time with, right? He's really looking forward to being social again. He's really missing being social right now. So that's in the masculine headspace. He's looking forward to it. He's seeing it, it's kind of in the future still, but he's like, oh, I can't wait to do this thing or host this event or come together with these people to do this thing, even if it's just meeting up with his gym buddies again, or, you know, if you're a bartender and being like, oh, I can't wait, I miss my customers, you know, or something like that. And like having this hope and optimism that this will become a thing again for the divine masculine. Now, like I said, this is the divine masculine, which means he's not letting fear or ego hold him back. So this is your best version of masculine self. Whether you're male or female, this is your best version of masculine self. Whether you're having worries or not, this is like what you could be focusing on, what you could have in your headspace. One more comment on that. Three of Cups can also be union. Two people coming together under one thing, right? It's the person, the other person being united by this third energy that's like divine. So it can also be talking about divine union if you are looking for that or into that sort of thing. If you're looking to come together with somebody and expanding into that, that could also be on your mind. Just expanding your horizons, masculine. So I'm going to go back to Angel Tarot for heart space. This video is going to be longer than normal, peeps. But I'll still try to keep everything moving. Heart space for the feminine collective. In the feminine heart space, we have the Knight of Fire, the Two of Earth, and the Balance card coming out. So this is saying that in the feminine's heart, she is going to be kind of launching away from whatever it is she's been hyper focused on. So in your heart space, you're going to be moving quickly into, for some feminines, they've been recently single. For some feminines, and that's actually for a lot of feminines, actually. I don't really know that many people, but I just have this feeling that a lot of feminines are like I said, like they did everything that they could to make something work. Or maybe this is a work situation if it's not a relationship. But they're like kind of launching back into the world a little bit. They're launching themselves back into the world. That's what her heart is telling her to do. Because the Knight of Fire, but the Knight of Fire is also this energy of something coming and then leaving as quickly as it comes. So I think feminine is just kind of like trying different shoes on, or maybe trying different shoes on, and that's like where her heart is she's just kind of like, well, let's just see what works since this other thing wasn't working for some of you. Now, if everything's working out perfectly, then this is just having a passionate heart. But the Two of Pentacles is a lot of stuff going on at once. So the Balance card indicates that she's just trying to find balance in her world right now and in her heart space, right? Two of Pentacles is juggling a lot of things at once because her heart loves all of them. Her heart likes all of them, right? So this is kind of like almost non-committal. Now, it may or may not be talking about relationships, but it could just be the energy of like, I'm just going to see what fits. I'm going to see what fits. And she also may need to like make a decision on something, and she's feeling passionate about it as well. Or having to make a decision that requires quick, immediate attention, right? And so she's just kind of having to go with what her heart tells her because she doesn't have a lot of time to mull it over. Now let's see what's in the masculine heart space. Okay, masculine has quite a few. Interesting. Wow, this is funny because the Three of Cups came out again. So masculine, the number 3 is really significant for you right now. You have the Three of Wands twice and the Three of Cups twice. Okay, and it's cool because the feminine has the Magician in her headspace. The masculine has the Magician in his heart space. So I love doing these because they just play off of each other so well. So we have the Knight of Earth, the Magician, the Three of Cups, and the King of Fire. And he wants to kind of stand out a little bit more. Be like, look at me, I'm the King of Fire. The Knight of Pentacles, something has been moving quickly. No, something has been moving slowly. So in the feminine's heart space, she has quick movement. The masculine's heart space, he has slow movement. He's been deliberating on something. He's been trying to decide how he feels about something. And he hasn't, or he's been really diligent and hardworking, and his heart has been mending slowly as well. So a slow mending heart for the masculine in order to become stronger, which he does because the King of Fire is here. Knight of Earth. He will take his sweet time until he is good and ready. And that is in the masculine's heart space, and that's good because that's what he should do if that's what he needs to do to take care of himself. Because then you have a magician. So his heart space is like there's like there's miracles happening in his heart. Change of heart, I'm hearing. Or he's realizing how beautiful love can be, or seeing the magic in love again. So that's really beautiful, especially if masculines need that. Or he's bringing the magic into a relationship with the Three of Cups coming right after that. He's seeing the magic of a relationship, or he's just feeling like he's got those, spirit hands. I don't know. It's just a good energy with this magician. And the Three of Water, union, or just celebration. He's feeling a sense of celebration and joy in his heart. And then the King of Fire, he's reignited. His passions are ignited. And in his heart, he wants to drive forward. This doesn't have to just be in love. It can be in the world. His heart is telling him to get out there. Get out there. You've been taking your time. You've been healing. The magic is here. There's a lot of joy and love and celebration and possibly unions for some of the masculine. Get out there. Be passionate. Pursue your dreams and goals. I feel like a freaking, old-fashioned radio announcer, like, go and find the things that you love. Because it's a very charismatic energy as well. So masculine's looking really good here in his heart space, right? And so to finish off the reading, I'm going to do kind of an overall energy guidance for them to take with them. So let's do some guidance for the feminine. And I'm switching back to the Serpentfire Tarot, my favorite. Jeez Louise. Feminine has got the Ace of Wands twice in hers, which is why I love using two different decks. The Ace of Wands energy is really strong for the feminine, a sense of new beginnings. No matter what your situation is, new beginnings, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling that you have. And we have the Devil in reverse. So feminine, like I said, that's just so interesting because the mouse came up, and with the mouse, something I remember reading about mouse energy is that the devil is in the details with mouse energy. It's interesting. The devil's coming out in reverse here, which I think is for a reason, because she's saying, I am no longer going to be distracted by all of these little things, all of these little small things that don't really matter anymore. And so the feminine is growing wise to this devil energy and being like, I see you. I see what you're doing. You're just distracting me from these new beginnings, and I'm not going to have it anymore. I'm not going to have it. And so feminine is finding that balance in her heart, but going forward with this sense of new beginnings, because she's so over it with some of this stuff. With some of this stuff that's just been like giving her anxiety, or just driving her crazy. She's over it. She's so over it. And so the devil is in reverse to be like, she's conquering the devil, and she's learned her lessons, and now she's gonna get what she deserves, even if it takes trial runs with stuff, just to see what can grow here. Yeah, the possibilities are endless. The lessons have been learned. So let's get some general energy for the masculine. That's like too many cards, and I'm just not going to delve into that. Okay, so masculine guidance is to be self-sufficient. There's other cards that came out with this. Be self-sufficient. Don't feel like you need to rely on anybody for anything. Even if you do rely on other people, you know, that's a thing of being like, oh, we're in a partnership, whether it's you and another person or you and a team. So everybody needs to uphold their side of things, right? But even so, when you are upholding your side of things, do it in a way where you own it and you just own it and you know your worth here with this Nine of Pentacles. You need to realize your own value and not feel like you need to get that validation from other people, because you don't. This can be starting your own business. This can be an energy of being an entrepreneur. If you are a masculine energy or the masculine energy within you is entrepreneurial. We have this Nine of Wands saying don't give up. Do not give up, especially if you're an entrepreneur right now with your own business, because I know it's so hard. I know it's so hard, and there's a lot of things that are coming up. Just keep at it. Don't give up. Have faith. Be strong. I know you may feel exhausted, and this can be an energy of feeling exhausted, and it can be an energy of feeling really defensive. And masculine may be feeling really defensive over his independent nature and not wanting that to be compromised. And we have here the Knight of Pentacles again. So masculine has Knight of Pentacles in his reading twice. And so I guess this guidance is to continue healing, continue developing yourself as an individual so that you can maintain your autonomy no matter what situation you're in. But also just keep, the guidance from the Moth was finish a project. So finish what you've started, masculine. Finish what you've started in terms of a project or in terms of what you've been working on. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe. It would help me out so much. Please book a private reading if you feel like you want one. My prices are so reasonable, and I give you really good, high-quality information, and I love to do them. So book a reading with me. You can find the info in the description box below. If you've watched this whole video to the end, that's awesome. Thank you for being here. Even if you haven't, you won't hear this, but thanks for watching anyway. So I hope that you have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take care.